it with you. Do not plot harm against your neighbor who lives trustfully near you. Do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done you no harm. So really, I know, I mean, in Christian principles and values, we are taught to live well with our neighbors and just to trust our neighbors, to support them where we are, where we can, and when we have something to support. And I was just also reflecting on Eid yesterday. We have a neighbor of ours who brought us goat meat and just shared with us and said, "Oh, it's Eid today," and so we're sharing. So I was really inspired. So I know that in our biblical principles and values that we need to support others, but just bumping, this is a verse I've never seen, as much as I truly believe in sharing and supporting those who are vulnerable and in need. So I would just like to encourage us and reflecting with this course that we're doing, that and I like it when Honorable Millie jokes that some of us did maths a million years ago. And so coming back to be in this class really is to encourage those of us. I'm inspired to encourage those of us who are well endowed in this. And I saw during the week when we were trying to get a poll for this class, and people were sharing, and someone out there, did all those probability and all those calculations, and I was inspired. I was like, yeah, some people who really know these things should hold our hand. Don't go by yourself. Hold our hands and support all of us, because we are in this together. We are in this to support each other. We're in this to lift each other up. And so that was my inspiration, just by bumping into this verse, just to encourage us that we are here to support each other. We are here to learn, to enjoy. And I like that someone has said they bought a calculator, scientific calculator. I had it last week, and as I was just opening this calculator, I have never used a calculator in my whole entire life. So it was a new experience just to open the calculator and to calculate what Prof was asking us to do, and to be able to get an answer. I was really inspired. So just to inspire all of us that this might be new for most of us and some of us, but let's get inspired that we can do it. We can put our best foot forward. We can get into this with an open mind, just the way I'm getting into it with an open mind. And that's my inspiration for us today. Allow us to pray. Our kind and loving Father, we are so grateful that you love us and you care for us, that you've given us a good night, that you've allowed us to see a new day. We are thankful because each and every new day, your blessings are new and fresh. And so we are thankful for these fresh blessings and fresh day that you've given unto us. We pray that you bless us, oh Lord, even this Sabbath morning, and you guide us and bless us through the day. You inspire us to focus on you, oh Lord. And above everything this morning, as we get into this class, we pray that you give us your blessings, new blessings, oh Lord, even as Prof takes us through this unit. Guide us and give us inspiration and give us ideas, give us calm thoughts and a calm mind, that this unit will be able to succeed for the glory and honor of your name. Thank you for each and every family that is represented here. We thank you for our families and those who are here, those who are away, that you continue binding us together with your love. Thank you for all the things that you have done, you're doing, and you're yet to do. Even as we start this class, please start with us. For it's in Jesus' name we've prayed and believed. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I see that we are 44 in this call. May God bless you for that devotion. We are enriched. And thank you for encouraging us. There's nothing in this class that each of us cannot handle. I was telling Dr. Hu that it is good we are having this class in the morning. In the morning, the brain is still fresh. Nobody has had several other experiences that give people mental tiredness. If it's held in the afternoon, people are sleepy, especially those who have eaten ugali. So concentration is very, very little. For those of us who like reading any book we come by, I once bought a book by Hitler. Yes, one same Hitler. It's called Mein Kampf, which is My Struggle. Yes, it is a flagged book because what Hitler did is unimaginable, it's unthinkable, it's entirely evil. But out of knowledge, I read it. It's a very difficult book to read, but I got something out of it. Hitler discouraged people from having political rallies in the morning. He argues in that book that in the morning, people's minds are still fresh. It is quite difficult to deceive them. But in the evening, they're tired of exhaustion, they need some kind of fun, or they think less in the evening. That is the best time to have political rallies. You can imagine it is Hitler who wrote such a thing, and that's why most of political rallies, people have them in the evening. Even those who have not read Hitler's book, Mein Kampf. Now, drawing from that, we learn that in the morning, the mind is still fresh, and so we can learn a lot. I am not telling you to go and read Hitler's book. I'm only sharing with you because I had the courage to buy and read it. Because I hear people talking about Hitler this, Hitler that, Hitler that. And sometimes people give a lot of wrong information. The last time I've had people complaining that the Mandela who went into prison is different from Mandela who came out of prison. I went and bought my copy of Long Walk to Freedom. And now I satisfied my curiosity after reading that. It cleared their situation with Winnie and all that. So as researchers in this class, it's important to satisfy your curiosity. When you hear people saying something, it's good to go and get it from the source. And so you see you're not misinformed in any way. That is, I suppose that is how most researchers do things. Anything that you have, that you think about, you go and read. Some time back, I used to have a criteria for reading books, especially these that come to Kenya and people talk about them. Somebody once said that if you want to hide something from a Kenyan, write it in a book. So my earlier criteria is that if I see a book Kenyans say they've read, it's definitely a bad book. Because there's no way people who don't read are going to tell me this book is good. I have since changed, because most people talk about books they have not even read. It's just a fad. With that, let us start our class. First things first. We had shared the data that we'll be using in this class. Madam President, does everybody else have that data?
Yes, Prof. I shared on our WhatsApp group.
Okay. Talking about that data. The first data is the data that we collected during COVID-19. I was tired of hearing people saying that, oh, there are insignificant infections in Africa. Oh, in Africa, we are immune to this thing. As a researcher, I was just too tired of that. That was too much misinformation. So decided to get data that is most available to me. So there are two global sources. The one is called COVID Visualizer. The other one is called COVID Worldometer. After getting all the data that's available in all those two platforms, I decided to do classification of that data according to WHO classification of regions. Then which one is the Americas, Europe, Africa, Northwest, East and West Mediterranean, and which would be calling Oceania. Then I ran an analysis of that and got the results, published those results. They took too long to be published because there were a lot of censures. If you are going to publish something on COVID at the very, very early stages, it went through a lot of eyes to ensure that you're not saying something untoward. There are certain scientists who contradicted my findings, but by the grace of God, my findings were so accurate that they later came to refer to it. It is one of my most recited papers. Now, that data, I have shared it. It will be part of an assignment if you go through the course outline. And it is also discussed in my book, Defeating COVID-19 in the African Frontline, in a very, very interesting everyday language. The second data we are talking about here, I've called it health data. With the coming into operation of the evolved system of governance after the constitution was promulgated in October, was it October 2010? And then the counties, these devolved units at national level of governments were established in 2013 when President Uhuru came into power. I was interested in knowing the health expenditure in terms of recurrent expenditure and development expenditure vis-a-vis infectious diseases. Now, we use that data to do multiple linear regression and publish the results. If I may explain a little, development expenditure is that part of expenditure that is used to provide, let's say, build, renovate facilities, build new facilities, renovate old one, buy equipment, microscope, MRI machine, sonography, all of that. Then the recurrent expenditure is this that is used to recurrent purposes, salaries, and sometimes commodities that are recurrent, like medicine, things like that. This is the money from which these health workers are being paid. We found out from that analysis in summary that if you bought all equipment that are needed in a hospital and you didn't pay workers, they went on strike, those don't operate themselves. more infectious diseases will not be detected because the people who operate those microscopes, those MRI machines, have to be paid first and show at work before they operate the machines. It was at that time that the KMPDU had 265 days of industrial strike. So I used that data to just provide advisory and maybe have some policy. So those are two data sets that are provided that we will be using. If one features in the assignment, God bless you. Now, I am aware that most of us in this class last did calculations before county governments came into operation. Others, as I am learning, have never used a calculator before. So there is this intimidation that you see, this is statistics. There's nothing intimidating here because nobody will fail in this class, not under my watch, because you're going to learn. Two, we are going to provide alternatives. We have, for the sake of this class, let's just say that we provide assignments, and each assignment, the total marks for assignment are 70% out of the assignment. The individual work will constitute, which is the project here, will constitute 30%. Now, those assignments have to be marked very strictly. All of us have been to groups, like even in daily life, you realize a lot of people just slip through the group. 2 or 3 people do 80% of the work. I think from there is where people got 20-80% rule, that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. So I would encourage us to participate very effectively in those groups and in doing those assignments. Now, the last time we tried to install and run our software, some of us had challenges. We want to address that now. So make sure you are seated in front of a computer with reliable internet. We are going to download, install, and use R. When we've done that satisfactorily, we can talk about discrete and continuous probability. How many of us, by show of hands, have something to say about R that we did the other time? Madam President, everybody looks quiet.
We are here, Mwalimu.
Yes. When people are not responding, I get scared, wondering, have we all of a sudden become John of the Bible, who slept and was only woken up by the storm? So I will first share how to install R, because let us do introduction to R. So if you are seeing my screen, now, Madam President, you will speak on behalf of the whole class. When I ask, do you see my screen? You will be the person responding when others take too long. So that will help us go ahead quickly.
Yes, you can see your screen, Prof.
We can see a screen, Professor.
Thank you very much. Now, introduction to R. There are two versions of R. There is the R Studio that gives you like 3 consoles. Now, for this one, we want to use the simplest possible, which is just the basic R that gives you one console and an output lens. So why is it that I favor the use of R? One, it is free. Unlike SPSS, unlike even Excel, unlike others, it is free. But have you asked yourself, why is it free? God has given us oxygen for free. Unless if we are sick and we can't breathe, then man can provide us with oxygen at a cost, but God gives us freely. God has given us water for free, but because of our activities, water is so polluted. Now man gives us water, men's water, at a fee. Now, scientists are giving us R for free, the programmers. Every country in the world are working to improve R, to make it so equipped to do any kind of data analysis. In Africa, it's only in South Africa that they have teams working on R. In Europe, it's almost all the country. Australia, it's Australia and some part of Asia. Africa and other parts of Asia are sleeping on the job. So we have versions of R from 001 to now, I think it has reached 4.2.5. So there have been several improvement and update. Every time update is made, a digit is added. Now, apart from being free, it can analyze any kind of numerical data. You can also code other aspects of categorical data into it. And you can import data from many sources into R. Like we will learn today how to import this data that we have shared, save it in a folder. Name that folder RES. Save it in a folder, that's research, RES. Both data, save it in a folder, RES. R, as we learned the other time, has inbuilt data, many inbuilt data sources inside in there, which you can play with at your free time. It can provide a platform for programming new statistical methods. if you have a method that is really never been programmed by any other teams working in whichever country, you can use your imagination to do that. By grace of God, I had done that. So it can run on many platforms, Windows, Unix, Mac, OS, etc. And can be used on any computer. So these are some, and many others are the reasons why we, or I, favor R. You realize that sometimes when you buy SPSs, you are told you can only use this when you are in this institution or this number of people. Beyond that, we cannot use it. No, R, everybody can use it. So the activity we will be doing along the way on R progressively are: 1, install R. By show of hands, how many of us have installed R? Like the last time we were here, we were working on installation of R. Okay, I'm seeing a good number. 12 people or 13. Any other person? I'm 14, good. 18, 19. So far, only 19 people. The 20 number is still increasing because we want to isolate our wonderful colleagues who have not. Then we do this together. Okay, so far, if everybody raised their hands at the same time, I've seen that we have 20 people who have done that. Never mind, we are going to do it together. Again. So, now there's this link that will give you R directly. This link is where we have comprehensive R archive networks. This is where the entire world are doing the R project. They are coding, they're doing everything, they're trying to find new ways of coding this through these archives. Through this link. So there's another easier way, and not easily. There is another way by just, sorry, I can't copy that way. Let me paste it. Let me paste the R in our, that's in the chat. So that, yeah, I have pasted it. Thank you. Tracy also did the same. Thank you, Tracy. So you open that link. So far we have reached where we have to now start downloading this. I will stop sharing this so that we do it. Yeah, my taskbar is fully loaded. I have to delete things here so that I am in a position to get it with ease. Okay. So I want us to do it together. So if you do not want to click there and paste the link, it tells you to enter. It brings R. If you can see, I have just pasted that link on where URL should be, and here is what we have. When we have this, it gives you options. You can see the comprehensive R archive network. Download and install R. Precompiled binary distributions of the base system and contributed packages. Windows and Macs used. Likely on these various versions of R. So we have the node R for Linux, the node R for macOS, the node R for Windows. On my side, since I'm using HP, I will download R for Windows. So if you click, you select that R for Windows. If you see my cursor, install R for the first time. No, I always have R on my side. I have installed R severally. But for your sake, we just say install R for the first time. Just click, install R for the first time. If you select it, it tells you download R 4.5.0 for Windows. How many of us are there? We are going step by step. We are there. Somebody is a bit stuck. The other one is trying to download on Mac. Now, by show of hands, how many are there? Yeah, okay. Joy Charity Hussein. Hey, you don't need to if you had already installed. You don't need to. This is the only case merely where we are saying no one is being left behind. Just like in UHC, Universal Healthcare, we're saying nobody is being left behind. Much more, we can't leave the indigents behind. Okay. Now, we proceed.
Mwalimu,
Go ahead.
I'm stuck. I'm not able to download it on the MacBook, but Daniel has sent a new link, so I'm trying to click on that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great, great. Let's lower your hands. I am super proud of you. We have assignments on R as well, if you look at the course outline. So knowing how to do this will earn you 40 of the 70 marks in assignment, because we'll be able to do the assignments. Now, Tracy, if you don't see the using the archives network URL, you don't see the link, you don't see, just go to Google search, and type download R. You can say download R for Windows, download R for Mac. Then it will tell you, it will just bring it.
It still brings me to the same window that I was on when I first used your instructions and when I used the link that Daniel sent. I just don't see a window like the one you're sharing, which then gives you that option to download R 4.5.0.
Are you using MacBook or
In MacBook?
Okay, so it doesn't show like you've seen in mine, download R for Mac.
No.
Okay. You see, the Americans are protecting their technology here. No, Max is American. Also, I think it's from the Apple family. You remember Alan Turing. Now, our wonderful colleague merely downloaded R using Mac. None of you did that. Maybe it is time for consultation. Now, if you, perhaps I would want you to share your screen. Stop sharing.
I think the host needs to enable participant screen sharing.
Okay. I'm seeing the link that Daniel has shared. Now, can you, Daniel, Tracy, can you reply to Daniel, because he's asking, does this work? You try and see it.
Yeah, so when I click the link that Daniel has shared, it starts a download in the background. So I guess that works. Thank you.
Yeah, I think one of the things, and Daniel, it would be helpful if you can help us, those who are downloading on Mac, because once you download the software, the R software, which is the second link you have shared, now it is the installation that gives a problem. So looking forward to hearing from you and Millie and the rest who succeeded.
Great. Daniel has reshared. Is it the same link? Because I'm seeing this one as additional information.
Yes, the second one that he's shared takes us a step further than where you are, Professor, which is already downloading. Literally, if you click that link, it downloads it already.
Wonderful. So proceed. And I want this to be taken very seriously. If you can see my screen. For those who are having Windows, you select download R. This is the latest version. Whichever version you are works, but this is the latest version, R 4.5.0. You can imagine R started from 1.1.1.1, all that. You can imagine there are several hundreds of versions of this. So if you select that, download R, it starts downloading. If you're using Windows, it's on the top right corner where it's downloading. It takes some time before it downloads. The top right corner. Mine is like 40% downloaded. Proceeding. Now, one thing I've also learned with technology, it tests your patience. That is when you're becoming the patience of a researcher and the humility of a scholar. You can be in a position where you're trying something, maybe those in the lab, whether it's computer lab or biology lab, chemistry, physics lab, and it's not showing what you want it to show. And you know what it should. And you've read and understood. However, it's not showing. So you really have to be patient. Sometimes you can do one thing 1,000 times, like the legendary of Edison, who made the light bulb we're today using freely at very little cost. He says he found 999 ways of how not to make a light bulb and succeeded on the 100th and one. You can imagine. And this is just downloading, so we have to be very patient. Now mine looks like it is fully downloaded. So if you can access it in the downloads, or if you can access
Prof,
it.
we have, sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
So we have guidance coming from two colleagues. So Daniel helped us with the link, which downloaded, which is the stage you are in.
Good.
And then I can see that there is also John Kanyi who has also shared,
yes.
a pathway to how you can download R. Now, the difference between those two is Daniel's link is downloading 4.5.0, the latest version. John Kanye's is pointing us to a 4.2. Let's see. It's an older version. It is pointing us to a 4.4.2, which we can't see. So I don't know whether it is the version problem that is making the MacBooks unable to download. Maybe John and Daniel, one of you can help us.
Now, what happens? The one that you have downloaded, if it is 4.5.0,
yeah,
use it. Forget about 4. The other one. Now, if you can use the one that Kanye has shared, use it. They will both work. They will both work. For those who are on using Mac, we thank Daniel for sharing. Please use that one, which is working. Then for those who used Kanye's and have accessed it, please use that one. They are both going to work. So if you open it, let me stop sharing this. Because I want us to go to our console where we are going to do most of the work. Let's go to our console. You know, they're always arranged alphabetically when you're searching from the taskbar. R saves itself automatically in a folder, and the folder calls itself R. The versions I presently have on my computer are R4.3.2, 4.3.3, 4.4.1, 4.4.2, 4.4.3, and 4.5.0. I can use any of them. So when I select one, it opens. Then it takes me to what we call R console. Let me share what an R console looks like.
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I just want to find out when I click on it, the one in the downloads.
Yes.
It's asking me whether I would want R to make changes to my...
Your computer?
Yes.
Say yes.
Okay, thank you.
The next is going to ask you another question. Which question is it asking next? Maybe it's asking you the language you want to use. English. As Africans, we have never been able to code it in our languages, in Kiswahili, in Kikuyu, in Ekegusi, in Doluo. We have not been in a position, so we still use English. The Francophones can download it in French.
Yeah, selected English.
Then it should ask you if you want to customize or use default. Then it's use default.
Okay.
Generica, today you haven't spoken in this class. How are you?
Morning, Prof. I'm well. I'm following. I'd already downloaded Al. Thank you.
Welcome. How many, by show of hands, are in a position to see the R console like what you're seeing in the screen?
Hi, Prof. Gimode here. I have the R folder, which has indicated as several files or subfolders in it. So,
yes.
Which one do I open to be able to see what you're having on the screen?
It is R point, any of those versions, just any of those versions. Yeah, thank you, Sen. Thank you, Madam President, Jujet, Zara. Thank you, those who are able to see the R console. Okay. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Millie. This is wonderful, Jennifer. This is good. So here we are. We have R in front of us. Remember from the we shared, one was to install R, which most of us have done so. Then prepare and explore and clean data. We can also type our own data into R. I want us to go procedurally. We are going to type any data we have into R and see how it is being done. Okay. Let's say we have for those who tried to use data the other time, can you type ls empty bracket? That should give you a list of all the data sets you've used on that particular R. I can put that code inside. For those who succeeded last time in installing R.
Sorry, Prof. It's just go back a little bit on how to type in and get the data.
Let me get back here. This is the set how it just ls get into the chat box, open and close an empty bracket. Then you enter. It should come. It should come automatically, whether you saved or not. Yes, Muraya, you just type what I've typed there. ls.
What does it mean when it returns a character 0?
You don't have data there in.
It's giving me that there's no data.
Okay, yeah, because you have installed today. So,
Prof, it's also giving an error in one, I don't know, in LS. When I
no,
open,
then you did not put open and close an empty bracket. You look at the chat box. We are just trying to, how many of us have typed that and found some data we used? A list of it. By show of hands. None. Okay.
Professor, when did we use any data? I don't remember. Mine is showing 0.
Okay, good.
Millie, you are not installed last time.
The people
Okay.
installed will get something. There are 3 participants who installed something and got something. So that
I installed something, but I'm also just getting 0.
You did not type in data. So, okay, that should not worry you. So let's say, imagine like letter ages of maybe a certain class of let's say pupils in class 8. I'm going to type age like that. You can use anything, X, Y, it is.
Prof.
Then put, yes? Are you seeing my screen? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we are seeing a screen, and sorry to interject. Maybe I know last time I also tried to put in some data, but getting error 0. So perhaps I was just requesting if we can go back to enter data as we did last time, then we move on.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. Okay. While still there, sir, now type this one. Enter this code, history, open and close an empty bracket. Now, I don't want to spoil you, but if we do anything in class here, and you have forgotten the codes, just type history, open and close, empty bracket, and all those codes will come.
Excuse me, Mwalimu.
Yes.
Can you put the font a little bit? Can you add?
I'm using my laptop, I think has that.
Okay.
It's smaller, so I think I will use the chat box. Like, let me copy this and paste in the chat box. So anytime we do anything in this class and you've forgotten the codes, just type history. History, open and close an empty bracket. Even during assignment. And it will open a different class. Like you see mine, it has given this is the latest thing I've done. Yeah. Okay. So we have tried LS, we're trying history. So let us try to input some little data, like the ages. Let me put age in capital. It doesn't matter how you put it. Then there is assignment operator. This sign you see in front, if you're looking at my screen, the sign in front of age, we call it assignment operator.
Mwalimu, if you can just hold on, because I put history and it disappeared with the console. So I'm trying to get back there.
Okay, okay.
Let me see.
Mwalimu.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm clicking on the downloads, it's taking me back to the same procedure.
You have
It has
downloaded
downloaded. I, in fact, have like 3 of them under the downloads, but every time I click on it, it takes me back to the same procedure. Do you want this app to make changes on your computer?
Now, what to do? Where else? If the one you downloaded today, if you go to the top right corner of your screen,
yes,
and select it. By select means you click it and it opens up.
It's going directly into the downloads.
And if you select any of those,
they're all giving me the same response.
On the lower taskbar on your computer screen, where is this symbol for Windows?
Which symbol is that?
Then there is a search button there. If you type R in that search, it should be in a position to bring you R that has been saved in your computer. Are you in Nairobi or outside this country?
Nairobi. I'm in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those who want further consultation, I am always on Valley Road, postgraduate school.
So when it's asked, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And it says yes or no.
Yes, you don't say no. No means you are rejecting it. You say yes.
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes, please.
Okay, when I have typed the history on the R console, it has brought me some data I was analyzing qualitatively.
Wonderful.
But not what you are putting on what is coming on your screen. Now it has taken me to a questionnaire I was analyzing.
No. This is my screen. These are the data that I've been using. We have different workloads that we've done elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's congratulations. It's giving you the right thing. It will tell you what you have done.
Wow.
So let's go. We are looking at ages of pupils enrolled in grade 6. So there's 11, 12, 10, 13. There could be a more 10. There could be more 11. There could be more 13. There could be more 12. So this is how if you want to type data into R, you don't like age, assignment operator, then there is that letter C, it means C-bind. C-bind means this thing will appear the way it is, as it is. We're binding all that data together into one folder. That's why we have that letter C, C-bind. Now, let me give you that in the chat box so that you can get it.
Excuse me, Mwalimu.
Yes, please.
Sorry to cut you short. This is Rowena. I just wanted to request, as you're putting in the queries, you see, for example, how you've explained to us when you see a C, it means a C bind. Can you explain for us the other characters as well? So, for example, you see there you're starting with this greater than sign, then you put age or greater than, and then history. should we always start, I don't know to call it a query with that greater than? So I think where possible, if you can explain for us what some of these characters mean, where you put like the, what is this, opening and closing brackets? Yeah, what does it mean? So that we understand as we go along.
Okay, so thank you very much. Age is a data set we are building. It can take any value. It is not case sensitive by the time you are entering it. But when you will be recalling it, you want to use it elsewhere, you'll use the same way you had put it. So that sign greater than and a dash is called assignment operator. When you are assigning data sets to a variable age, you use assignment operator. You are assigning data sets to a certain variable. The variable here is age. Now C is binding all this data together. Now, when you enter 11, type 11, you don't put space, just put comma, because they're only separated by comma. 11, 12, 10, 13, 10, like that. And you close the bracket. All the values that you are binding must be enclosed in a bracket. That is why it is appearing as such.
Mwalimu.
Yes.
I'm very sorry to cut you short and to take you back. So
Yes.
actually didn't know I again needed to download another R Studio. So I'm just a bit lost. I am so sorry for taking you back. But and I can maybe go and watch the video, but I am just very lost. I don't know where to start.
Have you downloaded?
Yes, now I've downloaded and I'm on the console.
We have not done much. If you go into the chat box, what we are doing here, we are still just playing around. We have called for those who had downloaded this area and did earlier work, have a little. When you type ls, open and close an empty bracket, as seen here, all the data that will be used is brought back. Now, for history, open and close an empty bracket, all the codes that you have used in your computer on R will be brought back to you. This is very important in that we can do something in class and later an assignment in like that comes.
Does it have power?
Then you can type history, open and close an empty bracket, and get the codes. Now, we are trying to find our own data, enter our own data into R. So we have chosen a variable age, where age we're trying to look at possible ages of pupils, let's say in grade 6. So we have put this sign greater than and a dash is called assignment operator. We are assigning a data set to the variable age. Then this letter C means we are binding this data together. Next time we call it, you type C, it just comes the way it is. I have put this in chat box, so you can also type it the way we type it, because when you reach here, for those of you who are with me, and you enter, it doesn't bring an error. How do you know that this information is stored in your R? Is correct. You just again come and call it. By calling it, you type the name of the variable again. Then you enter. It brings. So can some of us do that? Can all of us do that?
Professor?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
When I click on enter, I see nothing.
No. You, after writing age and assigning that data, you enter. After entering, you call it. By calling it means you retype age as a variable, not with all of it, as a variable, and enter.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's worked.
Retype age, yeah, now it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mwalimu.
That's what we call calling it. You call it, okay? Go ahead, please.
Yes, okay. Now I'm from where Dorothy is. Now I've typed age and that command, but nothing is coming. Maybe you could guide from there.
Now call it. Call it means type age, just age alone the same way you typed it, and enter. What did you get?
I'm saying, is it case sensitive? I must type.
Yes. Even if you wrote it in capital, you call it in capital.
It has come. Thank you.
You are welcome. Now we are there. Now you'll realize with that which you have done, if you again type ls, I'm just trying to help us understand this. If you type again ls here, ls, open and close an empty bracket like that, you will find all that including age. Like you see in my case, age is somewhere here. You see my cursor.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes, go ahead.
Just to confirm, you had earlier typed in all of that because when I type in ls, I only see age.
When you type ls,
I only see age.
You only see age because that is the only thing you have done there.
Okay.
If you do another thing, it will come. You don't have to see what I'm seeing because me, I've done many things inside there. So now, with this age that we have typed, we can do some little descriptive analysis. For example, we can find the mean of the ages we have typed. So just come and write mean, open a bracket, write age, case sensitive, close the bracket, and enter, and there it comes. How easy can something be?
Excuse me, Professor. So just to confirm, once you finish using the app, you're supposed to save this, right? So that it can store the data.
When we will be closing. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You have to save the working space.
Clarification if.
Yay.
How many of you are able to do that, to find the mean of age?
I've been successful, thank you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I want to show hands up. It gives me encouragement. Remember, our devotion was about supporting each other. That's how I get supported. Okay. So, you might want to find the variance of this age, VAR. Just write your code VAR age. Open the bracket and close. VAR, open the bracket, age, and close the bracket. For those who watch football, it's the same spelling as video assistance referee. VAR.
It says error.
You must have done something.
What does this video assistance referee mean in this context of ours, variance of age? What does variance of age mean?
How much age varies from, individual age varies from the mean. Because variance means how something varies from the mean. That is variance. And if you enter, how much does data varies from the mean? See.
1.4.
Yeah, just like that. And when you want to get the standard deviation, that is means one unit measure from the mean. which is, you write SD. Standard deviation is written as SD, small capital SD. Standard deviation of, open the bracket, age, case sensitive, close. I will also put that in the chat box so that we run it. This is what I call action learning. We learn by doing. When all of us are keen, by the time you leave this class, you'll be a serious data analyst. So when you enter, the standard deviation comes, as you can see. When I was doing statistics at the University of Nairobi, nobody taught me how to use this. We were just being told to look for your R, look for how to use R, so you have to go and learn on your own after task calculations. So now we have done that. So sometimes you don't want to go through all these processes. Remember the last time we did the first quartile, the third quartile, and all that, maximum, minimum. Like in this case, we can also find maximum value here of age. The child with the oldest child here, just say max. Oh, mine is not case sensitive. I can't get maximum. My computer X has jammed. So you try max, then you put into bracket age and enter. Mine will not, because my X has just jammed right now. The problem with the keypad. So if you put max, it will come. Maximum. If you put minimum, you'll also get the least age. Minimum, the child with the least age in that our data set is 10 years old.
Prof, we have lost Tracy Osogo and a few others. Maybe we should get them back on the train.
Yeah, and also my question is, Mwalimu,
yes.
When we get the others up to speed as well, you see for the variance, the standard deviation, you've put it in short form like SD, VAR, the minimum is MIN. So is this the case? Like, what if I put standard deviation in full?
No,
I'm just wondering why you've put short form in some of these, and the mean is like full.
In coding, we try to reduce the size of characters. So instead of writing variance, just write VAR. Standard deviation SD. Can you imagine how long it takes to write standard deviation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like minimum, just min. Maximum, just max. Now,
and these are standard, standard.
Yes. In R, yes. This is standard.
Okay, thanks.
But variables can take any name, like age. We can even write it in small letters, but you'll still come. But you have to put it in first. So if you don't want to go through all this process I'm talking about, you just come and write the code summary.
Prof.
Summary. Age. Just write summary age and enter. You get all the values: minimum, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, and maximum. Millie was saying that statistics is difficult. Now, imagine now we have helped you from all the calculations of first quartile, third quartile, into just saying summary.
Prof.
Madam Millie, are you there?
Yes.
Now you see, we have helped you from, instead of calculating the first quartile, now you only type summary and you get it. You get to the minimum, the first quartile, that quartile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Professor.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Sorry to interject. As you can see from the chat, I have gotten everything as an error. Yeah. But in the spirit of statistics, I believe my answer is correct.
Yes.
My answer, error is also a correct answer. Believing that maybe I made a mistake or the data was not correct. So,
Professor, you made a mistake there because Professor said they should be case sensitive. So remember when you first typed, you used capital A, small g, and small e. Now, when you're calling up data, you're using all small cases. So this thing is like a password. You have to remember the cases you used.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. May God bless you.
Prof,
so,
I think
Malimo.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I was asking, how do you remember these commands when analyzing data? Is there a key to guide when using R? Is there like a key?
Yes. If you Google, there is something we call RVGNet. RVGNet gives you is a store. By the way, can you imagine this work has been done by all countries in the world except some African countries from around 1960 something. You can imagine how much VGNet is stored therein. So, but for the sake of this class and other and maybe in your work, most of the things
before you continue.
Yes, go ahead.
So just going back to the previous question about how we are using the signs when we are coding, I can see that now summary is not sum. Summary is now full, or you didn't want it to use your name.
No. You can't put sum. You can't. Summary is full. You're summarizing all. The summary is always full.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes, go ahead.
Kindly let's not forget about those who are trying to cut up so that they can be on par with us.
Yes, we are not forgetting those who are, and besides, for those who are in Nairobi, I am available at graduate school, but even here we are encouraging others. We'll answer questions. What we would not want to do is we might take too long and might frustrate others who have understood something. So what I suggest, like the last question about somebody getting an error, it's good to ask where you're stuck, and then we proceed. And I encourage all class members, where you feel you have an answer, like Daniel and Kanye did, just go ahead. That's what we call free participation in class. So now, yes.
Sorry, allow me to help Mapesa. I was looking at
yes.
the data that I don't know. I hear him being called Professor. I'm not so sure. With all due respect, I'll call you Professor Mapesa because that's what I had. The data that you shared, there's somewhere where you've used the age 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 80. I think there's some parentheses you've left. There's age, then the greater than sign, dash C, and then now you put your data. I think that's why he's getting the error.
No, there's no space here.
No. Not yours. Not yours. There's somebody else.
Okay.
He didn't call back the data. He didn't call the data.
He didn't call the data. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
he didn't call the data. So he's just started age 10, 15, 20. There's some parentheses or calling the data that's missing before he can be able to get the. If he inputs that, then probably he'll get the data that he needs, the SD, the variance, the mean, and all that.
Thank you, Tim. I'm redoing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So I want us to do two things here. We are going to access the inbuilt data in R. Then we are also going to import that data we shared in class. So let us first with the easiest, which is calling in inbuilt data, accessing inbuilt data in R. So we said the code for that is data, open and close empty bracket. Then you enter. See, all of it comes. Let me put this also in the chat box. Aha, now you can see a lot of data that is brought in there. Just let's try, there is the fourth last data here, they're arranged alphabetically. The last data is women, then there is WAP breaks, volcano, USP, US pop, this is US population. So when you get here, you can just try to, let's say women, if you just, now you call it, after you've put the code data, open and close empty bracket, now you can call any of those. So if you just enter, there it comes. Can you people now access the data called women?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes. Wonderful. Now, can you find the summary of it? Summary women.
Prof, and maybe before we move.
Yes.
Where is it? I look lost.
Have you?
Yeah, I have something like.
Did you? Go ahead.
I have something like war breaks woman.
No. If you type data, open and close an empty bracket. I want to say what open and close an empty bracket looks like. If you're seeing my screen, open and close an empty bracket is this. Yeah.
I've done data, open and close bracket. Then what do I write?
Enter. Just enter. Yes.
I entered that one. I got something.
There's another screen you're seeing. The very last data on that screen you're seeing, that the console is women.
Yeah, I see woman. Average height.
Then just call it, Then just call it.
So how do I call this woman?
Just type woman on the R console. Just type woman.
Call that woman Millie. Call that woman
Millie.
No, I mean, I say data cross and open bracket,
just
then
type
woman.
Just type women in your console. Just type women.
Okay.
Then you shall have successfully called that woman.
Okay.
Yes. So are you succeeded? If you want to call the US population like USP, then you just type USPOP and enter. There it comes.
Yeah, I have something. I call the woman.
Yeah, wonderful. So try US population. It's USPOP.
In bracket.
No. And I want you to find the summary, or I should say, I want to find the mean, median, and maximum of that. So we can also summary US population, USPOP. And you enter.
Okay, USPOP, it said error.
No. Summary into bracket, USPOP, close the bracket, then enter. I think you can see this on my screen. See right now, let me put this on the screen, on the chat box. There it is. Summary, open bracket, USPOP, close bracket, then enter. Then you get it. Now, you realize that when you write summary, you'll get minimum, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, and maximum. You cannot get variance. So,
I got no.
Variance, now you get var, let's say var, women, you'll get their variance. There you go. The variance of height, the variance of weight. Variance is deviation from the mean. How much that data deviates from the mean. Then you can get also standard deviation, SD women. There you go. No, have made an error. Standard deviation. Let me see. I need to call it again. So, women, SD, woman. Let me see variance, woman. Now variance came. SD did not come. Let me see.
Yeah, it's also not coming for us, the SD women.
Brings an error.
Yeah, I got
List
height and
object
weight.
cannot be coerced. Oh, we cannot coerce the other objects into women. Can you try US population? Start variance into bracket USPOP. It comes, okay? SD, standard deviation, USPOP. It comes. Let's see.
It comes 99, 39,
Okay.
95.
Yeah.
Something.
Try to plot data set called women. Just write plot into brackets, women, close to bracket. You'll see the data on your other side of the. Are you seeing like something like that? Are you getting it? Plot. Can you put that also in the chat box? Yeah.
What does that mean?
So we're just illustrating the data. Height of women versus weight and versus height of women. The straight line. We are just playing around with data here. I'm telling you some of the functionalities you can use.
Mwalimu, I have a question on the summary for US population, where we have a max of 203.20. What does that mean?
Let me look at it. I'm still putting that on the chat box. Okay. You have a question. Please repeat the question.
Yeah, sorry. So I was asking, when we look at the summary for US POP, the mean, the first quartile and all that, there's a max of 203.2. So I'm wondering, is that the maximum age or what exactly is that? from the population. What does that data mean in reality?
These are population in millions of various cities and states in the US. So if the maximum here by the time this data was found is 103, it's 203 million.
Oh, okay, million. Okay, thanks.
Yes, those are just the values. So now we have...
Prof, just a second. You just mentioned something about that US pop data. So you're saying this is data of populations by US or in the US states by millions.
Yes.
Yet when you go to our data sets, it simply says population recording by the US Census. How did you get all those other details? That there were states, there were millions? Like how did you know?
But if you get here, you say there is the population recorded by US data census. Now, if you, I've done this severally, if you check in VigiNet or other sources, the population is recorded per state in millions, not in hundreds, thousands, or tens. For example, the population of Kenya, if the last census, was it 54? So if you find the word 54, it means 54 million. It didn't mean 5,400,000 people. Those are certain things that as a statistician, you know, that if they say the population of Kenya is 54, that is 54 million.
Yeah, I think it comes obviously for a statistician, but also that we are not always going to be interacting with population, like data sets that are easy to predict. So just wanted to know how we would know that if there were a number of birds, I will not make it in hundreds, tens, or millions. But like you say, that we can get that detail in the VigiNet.
Yes, I want us to do something here. This means a lot to us because in your work environment, you'll be having data set from the field or even in your research that is stored in Excel in your field. And you have R and you have been attending this class, yet you cannot use
Prof,
this
there
data.
seems to be somebody calling out Prof in the background.
Yes, Prof, I wanted to understand why can't we have standard variation and variance under summary? Because a summary should give us everything that we need.
We cannot have standard deviation and variance under summary in that it requires calculation in the background. So what you got to do, you have to do that. You have to just do them separately. For example, if you look at what we have done here, they're also trying to limit the space. Like look at the summary here we have done of the US population. How many values are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Variance would made it 7. Then standard deviation would made it 8. Here in this case, I think the developers of this, the scientists who are doing this, thought that would be too much for one line. So you have to find it. Besides, there are some certain aspects that need calculations. For example, I will answer that in what we are going to do here next. I will demonstrate that. It is easier to understand by doing or by demonstrating. This is a very free class. We ask and give examples. A child, a boy, I presume, was told by the teacher in class to go and ask his father the difference between anger and expiration, the father could only, between anger and exasperation, the father could only demonstrate that this is anger, this is expiration. So the father picked a phone, a random number from, then called. Hello, may I talk to Kanyi? Then the person on the other side said, Kanyi is not here. Presume this is a wrong number. Then the father again called after some time, like 1 minute. May I speak to Kanyi? The other person on the other side said, hey, haven't I told you that this is not Kanyi? This is a wrong number. Now that is anger. Then the father picked the call again and called the same number. Now this is Kanyi speaking. Has anybody looked for me there? The person on the receiving end did not even talk. They just hung up. Now that is expiration. So, in that example, it is always easier. If the father were to demonstrate to this, to use words to demonstrate to this child what the difference between anger and exasperation, it would have taken ages. But now, he had to demonstrate. So I want us to demonstrate in what we are going to do next. One, remember we said we are saving the data somewhere. We saved it, both of them in one folder called RES. In my case, they were in different places. So I've done a lot of work on data analysis and this. So in that first, so the data in your case was cases, the one for COVID. So write this code, case, the cases, just write cases, assignment operator, CSV, open the bracket, file.choose, close and open an empty bracket and then close the entire bracket. Let me put this in the chat. Because this is how we will be calling all our data, importing them into R. This is how we will be importing them into R. Look at the chat box. Cases, CSV file.choose, open and close an empty bracket, then enclose the entire bracket. Now, I want to see all of us have written that. I will put that code in their R console because we want to import that data. Once you put that code, don't enter. I just want to raise your hand after that. Don't enter. We will enter it together. So once that is done, please raise your hand. I'll put it on the chat box. Thank you.
Prof, you said CSV is what?
CSV. Check in the chat box, the whole code. I'm seeing 10 people have done that. I want all of us to put that code.
Prof, are we opening a new one or we continue with the first one?
No. Have you seen the chat box?
No, I see the chat box, but I'm saying previously we were dealing with the data of woman, and is it new one or we continue with the same R?
No. There was data that was provided to everyone of us by Madam President that was shared to all of us. And we said this, you save it in a specific folder, both of them. I suggested you could call the folder RES, which means research. So we want to import that data into R. That is what we are doing. So
I'm saying,
Professor, we have not, not we, I have not saved that data.
Please save it.
Okay.
I will even take 2 minutes waiting for you to save it because this means a lot. The data in your environment will always come in Excel and you'd want to analyze it using R. So save it.
Sorry, Prof, where was that data?
Can the president send it, please?
Okay, Madam President, send it.
The data is
Share
in
it
the
again.
WhatsApp group, the Race 851 WhatsApp group, guys. It's
Thank
also
you.
posted here.
It's in the WhatsApp group, and I also posted it here on the chat. Thank you. Just
Yeah,
if
I've
you
seen
go
it in
up the chat.
yeah, when the class just started. Yeah, at around 6:32. Check your messages at 6:32. You'll see three data sets.
The one written active and cases.
Someone has just reshared.
I
Tracy.
have reshared again. Thank you.
Yeah, Tracy. Okay, thanks.
So are we downloading the data? Or
Excuse me, we have cases, we have health, and we have another one. Which one do we save?
You save all of them in that folder.
Unfortunately,
okay.
Prof, I have a question. In case you are typing the command and instead you make a small mistake, instead of writing CSV, you write SCV. Is there a shortcut command that you can just type so that you rectify the letter, as opposed to what shortcut is that?
Okay, let me make an error here. Just what you've done. Instead of CSV, look at the screen and I write CVS, okay?
Correct.
CVS, like that.
Yes.
Then I enter.
Yeah.
Then it gives you an error, isn't it?
Correct, yeah. So how
you
do you
can see the error there?
Yes.
Then I scroll up for one more step. If you scroll up one more step using the upward arrow on your keypad, you see the cursor
okay.
comes
Thank
there.
you. Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
Then now I correct it.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
CSV. Okay, we are now ready to enter, okay?
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes.
Not yet, we are still saving.
Okay.
Could you please come again on what to do with the files? I'm a bit lost.
With? I didn't hear you properly.
I'm saying, please come again on what to do with the files. I'm a bit lost. I have the files, so what do I do now?
You have saved them?
Yes, I've saved them on my computer.
Good. How have you saved them? Have you given it a name?
It's just, I've just saved it the same way it was shared on the group.
You can save with any name, provided those files are there in that folder, okay?
In which folder? In downloads, Amma?
No. You have to create one folder. In fact, I would call that folder RES research, or I would call it class, whichever name you would call it, but make sure those two files are available in one folder. Where when we want them, we just access and use, because we are going to use them a lot. I intentionally gave out real world data because I know our work environments and our research environments uses real world. not already synthesized data here like women and US population, real world data. So, Millie, have we successfully saved?
Yes, I have.
Mulwa, have we successfully saved it?
Yes, Prof.
Generica, have we saved it?
Yes, Prof.
Great. Ken Williams, have we?
Prof, just a question. What happens when there's a plus, when you enter and there's a plus sign?
Yeah, that means you did not put all the brackets. I know what you did. You opened and closed an empty bracket, but did not close the last bracket. So one of those
Okay.
brackets.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So can you scroll back?
Mine is showing an error. Let me see where the problem is.
How does it show an error before?
Mine too.
Mine is also showing error.
Do you know why it is showing error?
Is it CVS or CSV?
CSV. CSV. Yes, Benjamin. CSV. See, I once read a book by a Tanzanian. A farmer had fell a very big tree and blocked a road with thorns. Then a government inspector wanted to use that road by force. The farmer said, look, there's a reason this road is blocked. There's something ahead there that might hurt you. Then, no. I am the government inspector of Tanzania. This cannot happen. So he decided to pull down the tree to clear the blockade and then walk towards that forest. A very big python attacked him and he became the python's meal. So had he stopped by the farmer, he wouldn't have been the lunch of a python. Now, had you waited for me to say now we enter, you wouldn't be getting that error. So you are not the government inspector here. You are in this class. So let's look at what we have done. Cases, you can even call it case, whichever it is you want, but we are going to import the very data on COVID, then we go to import the next data on health. So cases, assignment operator, CSV, file.choose, open and close an empty bracket, then close the entire bracket. Now, when you enter, like you see my screen.
Professor, where are we saving?
You're not very clear?
Prof, are we saving? Are we saving on our desktop or are we saving on the
You can save it in documents or desktop. It will just say, I want you to see now that I want to enter. Here I have entered.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the
We are now
CVS,
together.
CSV, the file could not find function. CSV. CSV file was used. Cases equal to file that choose. C. Okay. Cases. Assignment operator. Read dot CSV. Now that was my error. File dot choose. Open course and okay, you are right. Now this is, we are instructing the application to read a CSV file, to read. So I apologize, I'd forgotten the word read. I want to put it in the chat box here, read.csv. See, this is the good thing about coding. You are instructing it to read, the application to read. So cases equals to read assignment operator read
Oh no,
CSV file.
it has opened a window.
You see, you've again gone ahead of me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, you entered. Okay. Well, if you do that and you enter, it opens a window with all the data set in your computer. Now you will have to find where you saved your data. I have too many files with data, so I have to find where I had saved. If you are able to see those files, you've succeeded in one thing.
So do we pick one of the three?
Yes.
We select all.
No. Wait until I get mine.
Kuna watu, the
Just
story,
see what I'm
the story
doing.
of the snake did not sing.
It's the excitement.
So in my case, I installed data in this file, the COVID-19 file. I open it. It has too many data sets here. Yeah, I have cases here. Those all that data. Then you open. If you open, it disappears. If you don't find an error, means you are on the right track, okay? Like now, we are on the right track.
Prof, just a question.
I'm lost.
So when we are saving our data, must it always be in CSV files, or can it also be in Excel file?
CSV.
CSV.
Easier that
Awesome.
way. It's easier that way. Yeah. So
Just to ask Mwalimu.
Yes.
We reached the window. I was waiting for you to open yours. Yours is not there. I'm still at the window.
Which window? See, mine opened the window.
Yes.
Yes. And
Do we
yours did not
upload the
open
cases?
the window.
Should we select the various files?
Yes, you select the file on cases.
Okay.
Yes. Select and open.
Mine shows some data and error in some data. Like
have
for
you?
instance,
Yes.
it shows height 20, weight 69, weight 69, then 240. But then there are some it says could not find function. Error in VSR, US POP could not find.
No, we have moved. Mainly we have moved. We are now accessing the data we had stored inside our computer in a folder. So we used this code, the easiest way to access them into so that we can access them in the folder and bring it back.
No, sorry, I think it highlighted history by mistake. I'm at the right place with cases read CSV file to choose. I'm kind of in the same place where you are.
Okay, so now call it. Call that data. Where our friend Hussein says, call that woman. Call that data. Typing cases, then enter. It has come. I want anybody who is here who has reached there to.
Okay, the function for calling, Prof.
Just cases. After you enter, you type cases.
You call it.
You call it.
Okay, I've already called them.
Did it come?
Afro, Oshia, Amer, Euro.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Prof. Can you people clap for yourselves? That was
Prof,
so good.
To ask, how do we call?
I just type cases.
You are
the same way you called the woman.
Oh. Just the same way you call the woman.
Okay.
Yes.
We said it's women for you.
I think it's still stuck at the women.
It is same error.
You're not calling women, you're calling cases. Just type cases, okay?
Cases, then cross open bracket.
No, and case enter. After typing cases, enter. That's what you mean by calling it.
Oh, I got it now.
Okay. So, by a show of hands, how many people have successfully imported that data into R?
Indicates. Sorry, Professor.
Yes.
Sorry. The document sent to me or indicates file has security.
I can't hear you. You're not very audible. I still want people who have accessed this to raise their hands. I'm only seeing 19.
The file. Prof, I can't access the file.
Reason?
It indicates there's a security code.
Where? In your computer?
No, in the file. The cases file. No, the active one I could.
Emily wants the Python story repeated. I'm seeing 20 participants. I think somebody who has a problem importing that data, I would want you, you are not allowed to share your screen. They should allow participants to share their screen. So far, so good. We have imported this data in here. Now, I'm asking our friend Hussein.
Professor?
Yes.
I've also called the data, but it's not returning anything. It's just showing a blank new line at the bottom.
Blank new line.
Yes. Maybe I could
Have you
share
called
my
it?
screen. Yes, I could share my screen if it's allowed.
Have you tried typing cases?
Yes, I've typed cases, and then when I open when the pop-up comes up, just opens like a new blank line at the bottom. It
That's
does
also the same case
once
for me.
once I am able to pick in the folder. Initially, I thought because the file was saved in a cloud folder, but then I've also put it in a local drive, but still the same issue persists.
Do you mind posting the code the way another colleague did? And then we can see.
Okay, let me push this. So it is case sensitive. Let me again post it.
So I think, Prof, it's the same case for me. So when you go through all that process until it gets you to the desktop, you actually choose the case file, the Excel sheet from the desktop. And then when you click enter, it doesn't give this this data the way this one is. When you click enter, it just gives the name cases.read CSV file, choose. Yeah. The data doesn't like appear under that. It's like a
And when you call it,
cursor.
when you call it, like, okay.
Prof, even mine is like that. It's just like Rachel's.
Interesting.
And did you select the file on the window?
Yes, you went up to that area where you get the desktop and then you select the file.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when you enter, like after selecting the file, it has a blank cursor like under it instead of the documentation.
I think, Prof, what they're missing is to type the word cases and then you enter because you are recalling the data.
Why don't you call it? If Hussein has learned to call them.
Maybe I could show you my screen if you allow me. I'm not sure if I can see the host has disabled participant screen sharing. Maybe that would help.
No, I've seen
Wendo,
it.
can you take a screenshot of what your console looks like and then post it on?
And post it on the chat.
You can do that as well.
Yeah, because on the chat I can't see like you have called it.
I was having a problem at first, but because I was putting the entire cases, bracket, blah, blah, blah. But then I didn't put just cases to call it. So maybe, I don't know if you just put cases alone. Because I was also originally having the same problem.
Yeah, he has not called it. I can see from his code, he read the file, perhaps shows it on the window. So now what you're supposed to do is type cases.
Just the word cases alone.
Yes, to call.
Like the woman.
That seems to be the problem. Thank you so much, and sorry about that.
So today I'm also of help. Amazing.
Oh yes,
I
Mary.
told
Thank you so
this
much.
is going to be easy.
This is adult learning.
But after being of help, I don't know how to unmute myself. with all the things you are sharing, my mute button is disappeared. Yeah.
So we said, let me see. Yeah, that. I want to wrap this. So we're saying that cases, where is that? Cases, CSV. Read.csv. Open the bracket, file.choose. Then open the first bracket, close it, then close the entire bracket, this one. Then you enter. Then it will take you to where you are. Now, for you to again call it, you just write cases, just type cases. Just type cases and enter. By just typing cases and enter, that is what we mean by calling it, nothing more. Nothing more. Yes, that is the whiteboard. Now,
Professor, can I suggest that when it comes on board, we take a 5-minute break when it comes on board?
Okay. We're almost closing this class. We have done everything else. It is 8:31.
Then that's okay, Prof. That's okay.
Yeah. We are just doing one more thing with the data that we have here. Now, I want us to find mean, median, first quartile, maximum, and minimum. Do you remember?
Can we use a summary?
I thought so.
Whichever one you use, it's okay. Then variance and standard deviation for this data.
So what do we type in?
It means you are not paying attention. How to get all the simple things. We're doing what I am doing now. If you see the screen, you summarize.
Yeah, they came.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it empowering? You see, how many people are able to find? In Africa, the minimum infection per country was 5. The max, the median was 977. The mean was 2,130, and the maximum was 8,232. In Europe, you can see the mean was 66,556. Aha. Does this feel empowering?
Thank you, Professor.
Very much, very much.
This is hope.
Yes, it's empowering, but only when you are here. I wonder whether it will be empowering when you are not here.
It's better than last Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. So we are only, you can also find the variance. I want to see variance of this data.
Prof, I'm sorry, I had
Oh,
Are you able
I'm
to
not
find?
able to get it.
I got it too.
It's giving me an error of character. So I don't know what's character.
Also getting the same error, Prof, on the SD.
That one, I got
SD.
the variance.
Yeah, me too.
It is giving you data on that because we are coercing that data.
Prof, what is this coercion terminology?
It's just like if you want to do something and somebody is coercing you, maybe you're not suited for doing that thing. Because there are characters here that cannot be, they have to be cleaned and transformed for us to get the
Maybe. Yeah,
So,
I did something with the data.
But you have got the variance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I now want us to import the other health data, the one that we use to look at health expenditure. It is a massive data, and let's call it health. Let us write the same code. It is the last thing we're doing. Read.csv, file.choose, close and open an empty bracket and close the entire bracket. Then it takes you there.
We need to see I need to see what you had typed in, please. What you'd keyed in before.
Yeah, you moved very fast.
Yeah, I moved very fast. Okay, let me cancel. Let me cancel. So this is what I did.
It came also.
It also came, isn't it?
Yes.
So let me put this in the chat books. And there we have it in the chat box. Just like we did the other one, except the name of this data is now different. So instead of me retyping, I just scroll up like that.
Copy, paste,
and enter.
Change. Yeah.
Then I have to look for that data now. I have too many. I have too much data in my computer.
So you said you check health.
How did you save it? Yeah, my data here, it saved it as health one. Select it and open. Then call it by typing health. And it's such a massive data.
Wow.
Got it.
You see, this data was, how many have reached where I am?
We are there with you.
We are there.
Is that so?
No, I'm not there. Just I need to retrieve the data.
You need to
retrieve the data. So I type health.
I have put it in the chat box. Okay. Aha.
In the chat box, I can't see.
You see, so let me see. It is health, assignment operator, read.csv, into bracket, file.choose, open and close an empty bracket.
Can I
then
see it on the
close.
screen? Can I see it on the screen?
Okay, let me see. I think I'm sharing. Are you seeing? Or you want me to use the... Let me stop sharing. Let me use the whiteboard now. So health. Let me use a pen. Health. Assignment operator. Read dot CSV. Read.csv, open the bracket, file dot choose. Open and close an empty bracket, then close the earlier bracket you have signed. Now, if you don't close the last bracket, it will give you plus, 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 plus. After that, you enter. I'll show you how you enter.
Mwalimu, see the error I'm getting. I've posted it on the chat. After I select the file, I'm getting that warning message.
Let me see the chat. Are you sure it is here? Let me check. Have you left, have you had any space? This thing showing that there's some space you've left.
No.
So.
Take a screenshot of your CSV, of your R console and share. I think that helps better to see what you're doing.
Yes, it is. Sure. So, that would be the last thing we are doing. Otherwise, it would be an information overload. No, all of us read, at least some of us read The Animal Farm by George Orwell. George Orwell wrote another book called 1984. He also wrote certain books, certain essays like The Politics of English Language. Now, if we focus on The Animal Farm, Shamba la Wanyama, there was this guy trying to help this donkey now to read and write. When the donkey had mastered ABC up to D, the teacher congratulated himself. Then started teaching EFGH. Now, when the donkey now had reached EFGH and mastered it, the teacher asked, "Can you now do ABCD?" The donkey had already forgotten, according to Animal Farm, George Orwell in that. That was an information on overload. So if we learn too much and we do not have time to stop and reflect on what we've learned, we will be having information overload. Now, for the sake of Millie, who wanted to hear the Tanzanian story, it's a story by a Tanzanian writer. The book is called Kichwa Maji. Now, this government there was a farmer living in close to some forest. And there was a road going into that forest. He fell a thorny tree to block the road going into that forest. Now, a government inspector, if today this must be people with wildlife, wanted to go into that forest, the farmer said, no, please don't go. There's danger in there. I said, no, which kind of, I am the government inspector. I am not afraid of any danger. So the government inspector removed the thorn, the thorn that was covering that's blocking the road, and went down the dirt road into the forest. But then there was a very hungry python that needed some lunch. It attacked the government inspector and had a very free lunch. Now, the government inspector did not listen to the farmer. That is what happens when we are too excited to go ahead without listening to instruction. Really, that is the brief story.
Good question, Mwalimu. How do we set these workings?
Yes. Brilliant. Let me.
Very interesting.
You are seeing my. I want to stop sharing the other one. Let me start sharing how to save. Share. Not actually called, that's the data we saved. So when you want to save, you go to File here on the top left corner of the R console. You click, it takes you to Save Workspace. Then you save. Then you choose file name. You can choose it you can save it in R. Let me see if I have a file called R. Like I can save it in RS851. I'll save it just like that. So it's telling you next time you save it, you call it will just come. So now you can close the R console like that. Workspace image, yes. It goes just like that.
So this is a new saving other than what we had saved before on the health?
No. Saving the workspace so that when you again call that R, let me check. If you close down on your, if you close down and you reopen your R console, like now we want to do it. Maybe use this R.
Sorry, Professor, are we moving forwards or backwards?
I want to show if you successfully save, what happens. Now,
so what
if
are
you
we
know
saving?
you have saved
We are
the
saving what
workspace.
we have, the data we have called is what we are saving.
We are saving everything we have done. Save the workspace.
The workspace.
Whatever we have done, we're saving it. So you see, if I again come and type ls here, ls, open and close empty bracket, everything that we've done here is here, but I've done too much. However, if I now type history, open and close, you see, everything we have learned is now here. Variance of women, SD women, US population.
Prof, do you mind if you repeat the
cases.
process once more?
Let me put it in the chat books so that we can all see it. History. Copy.
It's about saving. But we don't lose the data.
So just put that.
I have a question.
Oh, so, yes.
Okay, the way we have saved that workspace, when I first opened this, the R, it brought something I had not saved. How was it able to access my files, or does it access all the files in the computer?
You're breaking.
Okay.
Have you typed history here, like history? Like you see here, it has brought, if you're looking at my screen, I just typed history and it is showing here our history. Everything we've done today has come back, like, and we have used to run them, like variance of women, a standard deviation, or US population, and cases, how we have called the cases data, how we have summarized cases, everything else is back here. So this is very helpful because at your free time, you can try to call other data sets you have in your laptop and use like that. I told you that by the time we're through with this class, you'll be serious data analysts. I don't teach
Professor,
statistics.
I've saved, but I can't get what I've saved. Not.
Have you typed your history?
I only went to open it on the folder I saved it under.
No. You have to open again the R console.
Okay, I opened the R console.
And then write, use the code history, open and close empty bracket.
History, open and close empty bracket. Okay, let me try.
Yes. It
has a different window.
Madam President, it has given you a window of all the things you have done, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. I
am
yes,
saying yes,
that
I have.
I don't handle statistics. I don't handle statistics the traditional way of asking learners to do calculations and calculations and calculations. I try to be proactive to help you solve real problems, not theoretical problems, real problems in your work environment and in your research. It would be unfortunate for anybody to miss this class. When I had told Millie that how to make statistics so easy, she was wondering how. Millie, can you now see the sense?
Today it's very interesting.
It will always be interesting. This is how we are supposed to, in 21st century, this is how we are supposed to handle statistics or advanced quantitative analysis, because we want to solve problems. And with the advent of AI, you can see how many things we can do. We have just started. I can't wait for us to get to multiple linear regression and ANOVA and do miracles. We perform miracles together. So, Madam President, allow me to task you with the duty of class register, because there are participation marks. If all else fail, your comparative advantage would be you attended all classes. If you had 79 marks, you can get an extra mark that night of 80. So let's participate. And besides, as I told you, we are going beyond class and exams. We are trying to solve real world problems here. And that is the purpose of every PhD. So with the remaining 4 minutes, I would allow comments, questions, and reactions.
Prof, from the class last week, we'd asked about how you would prefer our groups to be formed.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd requested if Caroline could cluster us like they did last time, because we are very many and, running around looking for who to belong in your group might be a bit difficult for the assignments that you want us to take.
Just on that, Caroline, thank you for bringing it up. I have received a request for colleagues to have their own groups. I mean, like you, Caroline, if you want Dr. Livingstone and person XYZ to be in your group, so you form your group. So we have 10 packs per group. So I will follow up on that so that it will be easier. I think because we have an assignment that links to our thesis and the work that we're doing. So because we are different departments here, I think what also prompted some colleagues is to have colleagues, for instance, in development, since you are aligned in terms of your thesis and your topics and all that. So what I was going to propose is that we'll have 10 groups. So we all form we have 10 packs in each group. So we assign ourselves 10 people and then reach out to me and let me know the group number. That I thought was interesting. Yeah, so just putting it out there.
Rachel, I'm feeling that approach may not be effective from where I sit. Can we use the apartment approach? All of us are here to learn. So just pick randomly and team members, mix that so that we can be able to learn from psychology from everywhere. So if we use that approach, then you'll find those who know each other in the same group. And we may not learn the advantage of PhDs to learn from diverse backgrounds.
Also support that because we might not be knowing each and every person. Some are new, perhaps the other are in the other groups. So I think when we have that mixed approach, actually, that will also help us even catch up with the other people.
I do support the same. I think it will be good to have different groups with random allocation. It will be an opportunity of meeting new friends, new colleagues, new scholars, also different fields. Thank you.
From my end, I want to support what the president has said, Professor, because of the nature of the semester as well. In the next month, we will be required. We will be working actually towards exams. You realize the first exam, the first submission of group work will be on 14th of this month. Today is 7th. So next week we are submitting the first assignment. And note that I am not impressing the spirit of meeting new friends and working with the new friends, but familiarity also, in the interest of time, will make at least work easier. Looking at also our work schedule, it will make things at least to move. So I am of the opinion that we go with what the president has said, but of course with an open window that we can integrate. And because you'll realize maybe from psychology we are few, so that does not mean that we just work like that, but we can start from the point of known to unknown. Thank you.
I think a ballot will
I
save.
also support.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank
I
you.
was mentioning a ballot would help on the WhatsApp group to save time.
Thank you. What I will do, colleagues, is I've just taken a screenshot of all the participants in today's class, and I have the advantage of already knowing development colleagues. So I will share a draft group, and then you can share your thoughts, and thank you for your feedback. Thank you.
Mwalimu, sorry, some of us have still not gotten R. So we had quite some FOMO when people were so excited about making progress. I'm using a MacBook. I'm still getting the same error. It's just giving me a blank page, even after the final link that has been sent by CHAM. So I don't know how we can get help. I don't know that I'm the only one who is not able to get the R. Thank you.
I actually think that we can help other. If you are unable to get Windows gadget, there are members of this class who have successfully installed R in their MacBooks. They could come for assistance. They could step into the gap and help out. For direct consultation, I would be in the postgraduate school most days, unless otherwise, Valley Road.
Thanks, Mwalimu. I'm out of Nairobi, but I'll try and liaise with Tracy for help. I appreciate Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Sorry to come in. I just wanted to, I don't know if Collins is here, just to also share on where to get Prof's book, because it's part of our assignment. So Collins, I don't know if you're still here. Kindly just, I know you shared on WhatsApp, but since we are all here, just maybe let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. So many people have been reaching out to me, mostly via inbox. I'm so sorry. I'm poor at reading text messages.
We can't hear you.
Inbox and those who are trying to call me, my number is out of reach. I'm out of Nairobi, so you can.
Collins, can you speak up, please?
We cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
No.
You're a bit faint.
Yes, I'm saying those who are trying to call me normal calls, I'm out of Nairobi and out of reach. The easiest way, like I indicated in the message, the books are available at Valley Road, and the professor has just mentioned that he'll be at the university, Valley Road. So I'd advise you reach out to him while you visit the university, and I also provided details of those who have got the books at the university. Thank you.
Is there soft copies for, Prof, are you also selling soft copies or just hard copy?
They are hard copies, no soft copies.
The soft copies are available on Amazon.
Let me indicate Helen's number
Prof, I think
on the chat.
you mentioned
They
you
can reach
mentioned the
out to
book.
Helen.
You mentioned the book when I did not manage to get into class. What book?
I'll share the details on WhatsApp.
A link to the ebook also would be appreciated. Thank you.
Yes.
In that book, is it chapter 3? We're talking about the ANOVA, which is one of our assignments. The book talks about it, explanation in a very user-friendly, in fact, a narrative language. This is how ANOVA was used by researchers, me in particular, to analyze the regional infections and provide advisory on the same. That must be around page 41. But it's an interesting book. Those who have read it want we could continue writing. But I'm thinking that I am a storyteller. Most people have said I'm a good storyteller, so it's a very interesting story of what happened. In fact, for some of us doing development, that book talks about socioeconomic disruptions of COVID-19. Including gender-based violence at that time. Certain things there are global, including law enforcement, police brutality, transport, housing, and it's told in a very, very everyday, interesting narrative. Even those who are here who are doing law, we give an example of what happened in Northern Frontiers sometime back during data collection, where we saw the gaps in law enforcement, especially when criminal policemen in towns, in cities, are being taken to hardship areas as a kind of penance for their misdeed. But we hold in that book that a criminal policeman in town is a criminal policeman anywhere they go. For instance, if you allow me to just give you an excerpt, a time we went for data collection in Oldonyiro, some point where the Turkanas, the Samburus do some kind of cattle rustling. Anti-stop theft police and other kind of police are sent there. During those times, men with rifles, those cattle rustlers, disappear into the forest. Women and children are left alone. When they're left alone, these police officers go into their rooms and do all manner of nasty things. An illustration is given where how these women differentiate a newly posted police from an old police in the area. They rape these women. But if you want to know that one has come from Nairobi, they start fondling and having foreplays before they do the rape. But the one that has been there all along goes directly to the subject and threatens the woman while living. So a case was in point where after one of those episodes, a reprobate one that must have been reported, sent there recently from Nairobi, used protection and then dropped protection on the floor. Now, this illiterate Samburu woman, while sweeping the floor in the morning, found used CD, which was actually used on her. She carried it carefully to the nearest police station and found the police camera, the OCPD, and this is how she reported. Afisa, jana usiku, afisa aliacha mali ya serikali kwangu. Sitaki shida na serikali, nimeleta mali ya serikali, ndio hii. And you can imagine the OCPD summoned a parade and dangled the police property, the government property, and instead of taking any action, told them, next time you go for an operation, don't leave government property outside there. Now, there are such stories that are there in the book, so it is not thorough mathematics, as we're saying. You will enjoy reading it. So you can get it at graduate school. You can also get it at the reception, Valley Road. So that is just an highlight of some of the things that are in that book. So, and suggestions on how to improve our public service, but they're told in a very, very interesting narrative way. Can we call this class a quit? Thank you for your very active participation. I have actually enjoyed this class big time. Our classes will be like this.
Yes, Professor.
So I want to assure you that we are handling quantitative the 21st century way, the AI way. So just sit back and do your part. I do my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and colleagues.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Very interesting
Good
class
day.
today, Mapesa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shem.
Goodbye.
God bless all of you. Thank you.